Welcome back to Gold and Blue Dude, everybody. And what I do is basically college football videos every single day. And yes, I'll start doing college basketball videos as well, especially once the national championship is over. We did officially hit 5,000 subscribers a couple days ago, so I appreciate that. Give yourselves a round of applause because it's all you, not me. I'm just the voice and the face of Gold and Blue Dude. And today I want to talk about the train wreck that is Texas. And if you're a long-time subscriber, you know that I like to needle Texas a lot, give the horns down, talk trash about them. But really, Texas is one of the biggest brands in college football. They should be doing much better than what they're doing right now. So they kind of make themselves an easy target. The refs throwing flags on teams that do horns down. I know they kind of tweaked it, and only if you do it in the face of the players. And then the product that they put on the field it's not very good right now. Well, it seems like another player is jumping the sinking ship that is Texas. I'm talking about Thompson. He was their starting quarterback for the 2021 college football season. Overall, 185 for 290. That's 63.8%. Threw for 2,422 yards, 30 touchdowns, and 9 interceptions. Not a true dual threat quarterback, but he can tuck it and run from time to time. 73 carries for 210 yards, that's 2.9 yards a carry, and 5 touchdowns. He is transferring over to Nebraska, and Nebraska just went 3-9. But if you go look at Nebraska and actually look at their season from 2021, they lost all but one of those 9 games by 1 possession or less. The only game that they didn't lose by 1 possession or less was against Ohio State, and that was by 9 points. So they only missed that by 1 point. So Thompson is transferring from a team who just went 5-7 to a team who just went 3-9. That's bad. And I know Texas is getting the highly touted Quinn Ewers, the transfer from Ohio State, but he doesn't really have any college game experience under his belt. So they're starting fresh once again. Maybe he's the guy that can turn it around, but I don't know. He just doesn't have enough experience for me to make an educated prediction on. When they fired Tom Herman and hired Steve Sarkisian, I told everybody that move did not make any sense whatsoever. At best, it was a lateral move. When Tom Herman was at Texas, he went 7-6, 10-4, 8-5, and 7-3. Steve Sarkisian's first year, 5-7. Texas missed a bowl. However, there is a silver lining. Texas does always recruit at a high level, and once again, they have the number 5 recruiting class according to Rivals and 247 Sports. But can they turn talent into wins? In 2021, they actually got off to a pretty good start. They beat number 23, Louisiana 38-18, which, by the way, was Louisiana's only loss of the entire season. Then they went on the road, lost to Arkansas, but Arkansas turned out to be a pretty good team. Beat Rice, beat Texas Tech, and beat TCU. So they started the season 4-1, but then they lost to Oklahoma in dramatic fashion when Oklahoma overcame a big deficit and beat them, and that started off a 5-game losing streak. They lost to Oklahoma. They went on to lose to Oklahoma State, at Baylor, Kansas, and at West Virginia. They did finish the season with a win against Kansas State, though. When I looked this up, it kind of surprised me. Since 2010, Texas has actually finished 5-7 4 separate times. That kind of blew my mind. How does a brand like Texas that recruits at an elite level go 5-7 4 times over the past decade? That's insane. Looking at their 2022 football schedule, I don't know if things are going to get any better for Texas. They start off the season with UL Monroe, who went 4-8 this year. Then number 1, Alabama, who went 11-1 in the regular season. And we know they're playing the national championship against Georgia. UTSA, they went 11-1 in the regular season. At Texas Tech, who went 6-6. West Virginia at home, 6-6, but West Virginia beat Texas. Oklahoma and Dallas, they went 10-2. Iowa State, who went 7-5. At Oklahoma State, who went 11-1 in the regular season. At Kansas State, they did beat, but Kansas State finished 7-5. TCU, who also finished 5-7. At Kansas, who finished 2-10, but one of those wins was against Texas. And then, of course, Baylor, who also went 10-2 this year. So, yeah, that's kind of a brutal schedule. This isn't a preview prediction video, but off the top of my head, just by looking at their schedule and what they did this year, they could be looking at another 5-7 or a 4-8 season in 2022. If that happens, it would not surprise me if Steve Sarkisian was fired after year 2. That would be unacceptable. Honestly, it wouldn't totally surprise me if they fired him right now after his first year going 5-7 at Texas. So nothing would surprise me at this point. The crazy thing is they have the tools to be elite right now, to turn it around immediately, but they just haven't been able to figure out the correct formula to do so. They recruit at a high level. Their facilities are top notch. They just expanded on their stadium. What else can they do? They've tried to get the best coaches available, and they just never work out. What is going on at Texas? Well, whatever it is, they're going to have to figure out the quarterback situation because Casey Thompson did transfer to former Big 12 rival Nebraska. It's not looking good right now in Austin. And on top of everything, Texas is headed to the SEC. If they keep doing what they're doing right now, they're going to be the laughingstock of the SEC. I'm not sure exactly what year they're going to go. Right now, it's looking like 2025, but it could be sooner. So whatever few precious years you still have in the Big 12, you better figure it out before you head on over to the SEC and get mopped on a yearly basis. Going 5-7 in the Big 12, that's going to be like a 3-9, 4-8 type of deal in the SEC. Especially since you're on the western side of the SEC, which tends to be especially brutal. So Texas, I'm giving you a message. If you want people to stop doing the horns down, you got to stop sucking. That makes it way too easy. And when you whine about it, the horns down, it makes us want to do it even more. So you got to stop sucking, and you probably got to stop whining about the horns down if you ever want it to at least calm down a little bit. It's never going to go away. Never. But if you want it to come down, those are the two things you have to do. Otherwise, you're basically asking for it. And, of course, everybody will oblige. All right, that's all I got for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.